outside world. This makes your gift especially welcome. My roommate, Maggie Cook, has had her own radio for as long as I've known her. She listens to it all the time, though usually with an earplug or with the volume so low I can't hear it. For some reason, she has never wanted to share it. Last Sunday morning, whilst listening to her morning gospel programmes, she accidentally knocked her radio off its shelf. It smashed into many pieces and caused her to cry. It was so sad. Fortunately, I have my new radio. Knowing this, Maggie asked if she could listen to mine. I told her to fuck off. God bless you. Sincerely, Edna Johnson.
Dear
That's great.
Dear me. 20 past. It just goes to show, doesn't it? You never quite know where something's going, and that one caught me completely by surprise. It's 16 minutes past the hour. You're tuned to Play Radio with over 250,000 unique users, a community this evening that's looking at life from all sides. In 144 different countries we have listeners, and I think we have Hilary Goff on the line. Hello, Hilary. Let's try again.
That's it. There
Hello,
we go.
Hilary.
Hi there.
Hello. Thanks for 10 minutes of your time today.
You're welcome.
Alien abduction is something that we touched on a couple of weeks ago with an American man called Riley Martin.
Yes.
You've heard of him?
I haven't heard of him, but you mentioned him when you phoned me. And I've also done an 11-year cycle of to see where it fits in with my own abduction side
I don't quite understand that. What do you mean, Hilary?
Well, you said that his abductions
happened about every 11 years.
Yes.
Yeah. And you?
Well, from 5 years old to, as far as I know, 16 years old. I was 5 when I had this first abduction.
Yeah.
I was 16 when I had the next one, where the light, I had a being in my room, and light just filled the whole room up, and I don't remember anything else really. I just know he said he'd never hurt me or anything, but that was pretty damn weird. I went on to 27 years old, where I had an experience when I was not long moved into this house, and the abductions kind of began then. Then I started having frequent ones that went through between 33 and 36 years old. 94 was the major crisis abduction. I think most abductees will say, there is a crisis one which starts opening up the mind in flashbacks to many different things that have happened, with this throughout your life, and it absolutely blows you to bits, absolutely.
Do you guys get together then?
Pardon?
Do people who've been abducted by aliens, do you get together?
Yes, we all know, and when we met, well, the first time we met, and others in between that now, we all know each other's faces. We don't know each other, we've never met, but we actually know when they come into a room or something like that. I mean, I had a room full of people when I gave a talk in Bedford for the Beams British Earth and Their Mysteries Society, and several people walked in. I didn't know them from Adam, and a whole room was full of other people, but they seemed to look straight at me and I to them as though we knew each other, and we really did. And throughout the evening we talked for a while, then I gave the talk. Then in the break time I said, do you, especially to the girls, because there was only a couple of chaps there, scars, and we all found that, where we could, we went into the restroom and found that we all had scars in the same places.
Whereabouts?
There's one on the abdomen, a raised scar on the abdomen.
Yeah.
There's scars, especially on the left side of each leg. There's this round, nasty scar.
Whereabouts? On the thigh or on the calf?
Pardon?
On the thigh or on the calf?
Yes, on the side of the leg.
So you have a what does it look like? This scar on the leg then?
Like a huge scoop mark.
Scoop mark?
Yeah, a deep one, very deep one. It's
like somebody's taken an ice cream scoop to your leg?
Well, not that big, no.
Okay.
But I mean, we're talking perhaps quarter of an inch. Nearly.
What's that? What were they doing there then?
Well, we don't know. They're taking genetic makeup, genetic stuff and things like that from you.
Yeah. What did you have in common then, you folk? You said that you kind of recognised that they'd had a similar experience just by looking at them, but what have you got in common?
No. It was, we all knew each other's faces. We were familiar. So
you'd seen these people somewhere else?
No, never seen them before in my life until that time. But we realised when we got talking and over times after the meeting that, we were convinced that it was when we've been taken and we're on board one of these craft or whatever that takes us, it's there that we actually know each other.
So you've all been in the same spacecraft together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
When the spacecraft comes for you, I mean, you don't live in the middle of nowhere, do you?
No, I don't, and I don't see the spacecraft always.
How does that work then?
They put you out before you can.
So they come into your bedroom to get you?
Yes, they come interdimensionally through a portal, a lighted portal.
But do they use the door?
No.
So they're there in your bedroom?
Yeah.
But they don't have to use the door?
No, they do not have to use anything.
And what
they can interdimensionally just appear in your room.
If they're interdimensional, what makes you think they're aliens? They could be living on Earth, but in a different dimension.
I wish you could see my drawings because I've got the pictures of them. I've got the.
Are you on a website? Have you got a website?
Yes, I have.
What's the address?
www.crowdedskies.com, Hillary's Autopsy.
It's a long address.
Well,
Crowded
it's all one
Skies.
word, Crowded Skies.
Yeah, Crowded Skies. Stuart's going to look you up. Crowded Skies.
Yeah.
What's the rest of it?
.com.
Yeah, Hillary's Autopsy.
All one word?
Yeah, well, Hillary's Autopsy, it's all lowercase, and it's London UFO Studies.
Yeah, hold on. Crowded Skies, Hillary's
Autopsy.
Oh, no, you go to the Crowded Skies website and then select Hillary's Autopsy.
It's on the front page of the crowdedskies.com website.
Okay. Can I get that up to have a look at it so that, and if anybody else who is along with us this evening, if you're podcasting, it's frustrating, I know, but we're putting on YouTube some of these.
Oh, you'll see all our stuff on there as well. You'll see, what do we got? Ken's just put a new one on, my partner.
Oh, yeah.
For that, we're on YouTube. Some of our sightings that we've had recently.
What does he say? What does he notice that you've gone when you're on the spaceship or whatever it is?
He has been with me for the last 7 years, but he knows that strange things do happen. But
right. Where can we find on your website? Sorry to interrupt. Where can we find on your website a picture of what you think the aliens look like?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they've put it on there. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. What do they look like then?
They've done a part of my book on there.
What do they look like, these
I
guys?
told you, they're the Greys, but long before the Greys were ever known about.
These are the ones that are 4 foot tall.
This is late 70s.
Black almond eyes.
Yes.
Little slit for a mouth and nose.
Yeah, and there's about 6 or 7 of them normally come into the room through this portal. Yeah. There's always a figure about approximately 5 foot, stubby looking, with a cowled thing on, and his head's always bent. You can't see him.
And they're naked.
Pardon?
They're naked. They don't wear spacesuits.
I don't know, because they look like they've got very sort of skin and maybe a close-fitting garment, very, very close. It's difficult to say.
You can't. There's no reproductive organs.
No.
And you can't tell if they're men or women.
No.
What do they feel like to you? They feel they must be masculine because this is masculine behaviour, isn't it? This is what men do.
Well, I don't know. I would. Yeah, I don't know.
See what I'm saying there?
They are alien. They don't have the same.
Have they always looked like this, these Greys, or when you were 5?
No, I've had a very tall being in a visored helmet, all in black, came in 1980, and it was in my back window in daylight.
You see, people are going to point out that's when Star Wars came out.
Oh, I don't care.
No, fair enough.
If you just listen, just quickly, and not only came here, I don't have time to ever vindicate myself, but that's too bad. It also went to High Herlands Hospital in Liphook.
The spaceship.
And it also came back here, and a friend of mine was having food here with us one tea time about a year and a half later, and she saw it quite independently.